If you're trying to stop watching porn, but you can't because you keep struggling with withdrawal symptoms, I want you to know what's causing them and how to avoid those symptoms most easily. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Let's talk about dopamine and the role that it plays in pornography addiction. We know that dopamine is at the core of porn use, and that's what makes you feel good. But is giving up dopamine altogether, a dopamine detox, a good idea? Stay with me. We'll find out as we keep moving through. Now, the idea is that dopamine is the molecule of motivation, more, and pleasure. So wherever you link your brain to for the most amount of dopamine for pleasure quickly, that becomes the place that your brain will lead you back to. So the idea is that you'll be motivated back for more pleasure through pornography, but usually it doesn't stop there. Usually there's tolerance building, which will lead to escalation. So your brain will crave and you'll have urges for more and more dopamine in terms of frequency, consistency, and especially increased intensity in pornography consumption. So when you try to give it up, your brain is in a dopamine deficit state. What that means is your brain's used to the flood of dopamine from the screen, and now it's not getting anywhere near that level of dopamine that it used to get. And that might lead to anger and irritability. It might lead to anxiety. It might lead to physical symptoms, withdrawal symptoms, because you're not getting the dopamine that you are used to getting and that you want. Originally, when you found porn, it made your brain feel really, really good. But after a continual porn habit, it becomes a compulsion, which means you need to go back to porn so you don't feel bad. That is what leads to withdrawals, is when you decide to stay away, your brain will have to recalibrate itself so that it can get back to the healthy, optimal pattern so that you can feel good without significantly high amounts of dopamine. So we know dopamine is at the core of a porn addiction, and dopamine deficit is what leads to porn withdrawals when you decide to give up porn. So what do you do about it? How do you avoid those withdrawals? It's actually quite easy. Your brain is looking for lots and lots of dopamine. So let's give it dopamine in a healthy way. How do you do that? You find all the things that you love to do in your life and those that are proven by science to have high levels of dopamine, and you combine them. This is about you getting back on purpose in your life so you can feel good without high levels of dopamine. So your favorite hobbies, engaging in your work again, especially the aspects that you love, spending time with people you enjoy and you have fun with, and laughing and eating healthy food's dopamine producing. Dark chocolate's always one of my favorite. Chocolate is very dopamine producing in and of itself. So this is an opportunity for you to look for dopamine in your life. So your hobbies, your work, activities that you love, people that you enjoy being with, exercise, just crank some push-ups. If you can't manage a run or sprints or a workout at the gym, just do some push-ups next to your desk. Just about anybody can do that. Also, eating healthy food, also engaging in all those activities that you love. So that's about getting healthy dopamine from your life. Now, there's a concept called dopamine stacking. What that means is you combine all those different things to try to get the most dopamine from your life experience. There's a caveat here. I don't want you trying to squeeze all the dopamine out of your life forever, but this is a strategy to avoid withdrawals because remember, your brain is used to getting high levels of dopamine from the screen in very unhealthy ways. So we're trying to give your brain as much dopamine as possible from your life at the outset of quitting porn. This is a strategy to avoid withdrawals. So dopamine stacking is a way to do that by combining as many dopamine producing activities: coffee, chocolate, good food, people you love, your hobbies, work you enjoy, exercise, putting them all together, getting out in nature, going for a hike, listening to good music. Do as many of them as possible so that you can stack the the dopamine from your life. As your brain recalibrates, it won't need as much dopamine anymore. You'll no longer be in a dopamine deficit state in your life, and the pull of high levels of dopamine will die away. Remember, it's the molecule of motivation more back to the thing that you're getting the pleasure from. We're trying to relink your brain to your life. So, what about a dopamine detox? Is that a good idea? The answer is no, not at this point. Not when you're giving up porn, because your brain needs high levels of dopamine. That's what it's used to getting from the screen. If you decide, I'm not giving my brain any dopamine, that's what a dopamine detox is, staying away from dopamine altogether, your brain is going to experience even more withdrawal symptoms. You will have excessive withdrawal most times if you try to do a dopamine detox. But again, there's a caveat. It's imperative you stay away from porn. So people ask me all the time, do I have to quit porn cold turkey? The answer is, to be most effective in recovery, yes, because porn's a slippery slope. Trying to wean off and wean away from it usually just leads you back for more. What I want is for you to break the tie and break that link from your brain to the screen and get it reestablished in your life. So your brain hack strategy for today is to avoid porn withdrawal symptoms. Do not go for a dopamine detox. Instead, go for dopamine replacement. Replace where you're getting the dopamine. No more dopamine from the screen, because we know it desensitizes your brain, leading to sexual arousal dysfunction, namely ED. So we're going to unlink your brain from porn, and we're going to relink it to your life through dopamine replacement and dopamine stacking of all the wonderful activities that you love and you deserve to engage in, so you can get back to creating the most amazing life that you want for yourself. Go get it. Dopamine stacking and replacement in your life, and stay the course, my friend, because life without porn will prove to be worth this journey and giving it up and offsetting withdrawal. I know you can do it. So go for it. Let's dopamine stack, and let's get back to business in your life. Okay, until next time, I hope this helps. If you're looking for more help on the journey, please go over to drtrishleigh.com. You can read more about this topic on the blog post, and you can check out the services that I offer to help you quit porn for good. And until next time, control your brain, or it'll control you.